Hello, young scholars. This is Mr. Hare coming from my house to yours. And I am so glad to see you guys here. And you know what? I think for the first time, we're going to be able to do a read aloud. And we'll focus on the letter X. And here we see the X says X. The X says X. Every letter makes a sound. The X says X. All right. I'm sorry. Let's take a look and see how we can read aloud a book. We can hear the pages. Isn't that so cool? Oh, I've been looking for this. All right, let's start. Follow along with me and put your fingers right where I'm putting the little arrow. And I hope you can see the arrow. We'll find out after the video finishes recording. But here on the first page, it's, uh-oh, guess what Mr. Hare forgot to do? Mr. Hare forgot to talk about the front cover. This is the front cover. And this is the title, the X. And this is the author. And what do we say? The author writes the words. The author writes the words. Hi ho, did you know the author writes the words? Yeah, so Bella Davis is our author. And this says Abdo, Abdo Kids, the alphabet. X. And it looks like a xylophone there. That's our illustration of photo. So the illustrator was the photographer who took that picture. Maybe it was Bella Davis too. Let's see. Bella Davis. And yeah, maybe she took the photos too. So she would be the illustrator. Illustrator makes the pretty pictures. Illustrator makes the pretty pictures. Hey, okay, let's move on. Let's hear what this book has for us. Let's start out. Ready? X. Max will do the extra work. Okay, I see an X here and an X there. X. Let's move on. X. Ximena mixes the batter. Oh, it looks like they're cooking. And that's Ximena. So if Ximena is mixing the batter, do you think this is Ximena? Or is this Ximena? Let's see what you say. I think this is Ximena. Okay, let's move on. Bring. X. Roxy likes playing in the big box. All right. X and X. Do you play in a big box? Box has X. Roxy X looks very happy, doesn't she? Let's move on. X. Felix likes to exercise. X. X. What kind of exercise is Felix doing? If you said playing basketball, you're probably right, because that's what we see in the illustration. X. Xena helps fix the car. Xena. I wonder who Xena is. Maybe this is Xena. She's helping fix the car. X. Lexi hails a taxi. X. X. Lexi. I wonder where Lexi is. Hails a taxi. Now, hails is kind of like we hear on the weather in the newscast. They talk about hail coming down and hitting our house like big balls of ice. But hail can also be a way of calling someone. Look where she's putting her thumb up. She's kind of putting her thumb up like this, like, hey. That's another word for calling someone over. And that's what people do to get a taxi. X. Xander sits next to his dad. Well, if this is the dad, who is Xander? If you said the little boy, you're right. That's Xander, and his name starts with an X. X. Xavier thinks peas are excellent. Excellent means really good. He's giving them 2 thumbs up. Xavier. Who's Xavier? Well, this is Xavier. And do you like to eat peas? I do. So did Xavier. X. What does Alex see? Well, I don't know if this is Alex or if this is Alex, but we're going to pretend that Alex is the girl. So, what is it that Alex sees? If you said a fox, you're right. And fox ends with the letter X. Most fox, if you see a fox, you're usually going to see a red one, but some of them are white. They're called the Arctic fox, and they live up where there's a lot of snow. Here's some more X words. I see X-ray, Xanthus's hummingbird, X-ray fish, xylophone, extra, excellent. Wow! Dun, 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 dun. I think that was pretty cool. I think that was pretty fun. More X words. Let's go on and let's try blending some words. We're going to move on away from the X and we're going to move on to blending some, you know what? I think we have another word that we could read aloud, another book we could read aloud. It's an I. It's a Y. It's the Y. The Y says yeah. The Y says yeah. Every letter makes a sound. The Y says yeah. Hey, let's see what they have to say. Oh, it's by Bella Davis again. Okay. Bring. Let's see. Y. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yvonne yawns after a long day. Yvonne. Wow, I didn't know that the Y can also make the E sound, especially if it starts her name. Yeah, Yvonne. So who's Yvonne? It's a little girl right here. She's sleepy, isn't she? And that's a yawn. Oh, well, it's almost time for Mr. Hare to go to sleep, isn't it? Y. Yahir plays in the yard. Well, Yahir, who is Yahir? If you said the little girl, you're right. She's right there. And her name starts with a Y. And plays has a Y in it. And yard starts with a Y. And where is all this? You're right. It's a yard, isn't it? Y. Yolanda uses yarn to make toys. And yarn can be that stringy stuff right there that we see her making this. What is that? Oh, it looks like a little, like a doll or something, but it's made out of yarn. Yarn is kind of like that stringy stuff that they use to make those. Yarn starts with Y. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Y. Yuki wears a fancy yellow top. Okay. I see Yuki. Where's Yuki? That's not a name I've ever heard of. But you know what? I see an illustration here and I see a little girl. That must be Yuki because guess what? She's wearing a top, which is another word for shirt. And it's yellow because they said it's yellow here. And Y starts the word yellow. Yellow. And fancy. Fancy is another word for really nice, really good. And I think the shirt she's wearing is really nice and really good. Maybe it cost a lot of money. That's kind of fancy. Oh, someone looks happy there. Let's read. Yeah. Yuri learns new things every day. Someone here is happy. They said their name is Yuri. Do you think this little person here could be Yuri? I think so too. And his name starts with Y. And we have two more words that have Y at the end. Every and day. Every is another example of the Y also making the E sound. Yuri looks so excited. Here's a name I know and understand. Why? Yasmin. Yasmin makes yummy snacks. Well, where's Yasmin? If you pointed over here, you're right. Her name starts with Y. And what's that she's eating? It looks like cereal to me, but it sure is yummy, and we know yummy is stuff we like to eat, and yummy starts with Y. Y. Yosef is 5 years old. Y. Yosef. And years. Years is a long time. A whole year, if you're 5 years old, you did that whole year 5 times. And Yosef, this must be Yosef here. Y. Yara has a younger brother. Yara. Younger. That means he doesn't have as many years. But Yara, who is Yara? Is it this handsome person here? Or is it this nice lady here? If you said a nice lady or young lady, you would be correct. This is Yara, and this would be her younger brother. Why? What does York have? York. When I think of York, I think of New York. It's a city. But here we have a picture of something else. Well, there's a yo-yo. Oh, I gave it away. It's a yo-yo. Well, if that's a yo-yo, then that's York, right? Interesting name. Okay, York. Here's some more Y words. Yacht. It's a big boat, isn't it? Yoga. It looks like some kind of exercise. Do you yoga? Yak. That looks like a big animal. I wonder if they make yak burgers. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to eat a yak. Yolk. Now there's something I can eat. I like eggs, and the yolk must be the yellow part of that egg. And look, here's somebody who's fancy. And there's some yarn. We see more pictures of yarn. Hey, that is so great. Dun, 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 dun. Let's move on to blending sounds to make words. Are you ready for this? We can do it. Let's take a look at consonant, vowel, consonants. You'll see what I mean when we make the sounds of the letters and make them real close together to make words and see what they look like. Are you ready? Let's go. Yeah. Dot. Dot. There's a dot. Ah. T. Cot. And a cot is a kind of a bed, kind of, sorta. T. Ah. T. Tot. And a tot is kind of like a young fella, just like that. Ah. T. Rot. Rot. Oh, stinky stuff rotting away. Okay. Ah. T. not